Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, this is our 13th lecture, class BS Public Policy, 7th semester. Today our topic is system model or political system model. This is the last model which we study of public policy making. This is very important model. This is the model which is working all over the world in different shapes. First of all, we will see the meaning of a system. System means a combination of parts. These parts are arranged accordingly according to some way or some rules. This definition of system implements on all the systems of the world. Now we will define the system. The interdependence of parts within a specific boundary and within a specific environment. System depends on parts within specific boundary and functions within the limits of that boundary. System, any of the system of the world, always composed of subsystems which are themselves a complete system, but they are part of the main system. We can give example: cycle, car. In this definition we will discuss the example of car. Car is the main system model, but within the limits of car different subsystems functions. The ignition, radiator, brakes, wheels, tires, body, these are the different subsystems which are work as complete system, but they are the part of the main system or the subsystems of total system. Political system, we define political system a set of components with well identified variable attributes among which patterns relationships persist over a period of times. These are the combination of different components which functions on the specific methods and patterns relationship that persist over a time, over a period of time. Now we specifically discuss the definition of political system by Benjamin Rivelin. The concept of political system, decision making on public policy. The pattern of interactions within a territorial society for the identification and posing of problems and the making and administering of decisions through the legitimate use and regulation of power. David Easton introduced the concept of political system model in 1953, first time in political science. In this model which we are discussing, this is the David Easton model of political system. Before this, generally we describe the political system and system, but specifically we will study the political system of David Easton. The political system of David Easton has three components which he discussed in his definition. First, the political system allocates values by means of policies. The second component is its allocations are authoritative. The third component of the David Easton's definition is its authoritative allocations are binding on the society as a whole. We can observe from these three components, political system allocates values through which the policies are made, and they allocate funds through their authority, and they have the authority to implement their decisions, and the decisions are binding on the society because the state has coercive power and nobody can disobey the power of the state. If anybody disobey the state, disobey the government, or refuse to obey the policy of government, then the government will punish him through their coercive force. Divided political system. In these three components, the one thing which is missing or not clearly defined in the definition of David Easton, that is the authoritative binding on the public. This power is not only used by the political system, but also this power is used by different organizations which exist in the state or functions independently in the premises of, in the limits of state or in the under the control of government. These organizations are churches, business firms, hospitals, banks. So these independent organizations made their policies and implement their policies. No one can interfere in their powers or in their matters. They have authoritative powers, and all the persons working in that organizations bound to obey their policies. But the Easton did not differentiate, but his mean to legitimate physical compulsion. Authoritative binding means legitimate physical compulsion, which only the government can use. No organization other than government can use the coercive force to enforce their policies. Easton analyzed the political system structure and functioning in direct and systematic way according to decision making process. We will discuss David Easton political system in detail in the coming two lectures. In the next page, I have given the model of David Easton, who gave for the policy making process. Thank you very much. We will continue tomorrow David Easton's political system. Thank you very much.